As you're probably aware, this is Holy Week if you're a Christian, right? It leads to Easter Sunday. Tonight starts Passover. If you are Jewish, happy Pesach. Now, whether it's the exodus of the Jews or the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus, the message is rebirth and renewal. And while a majority of you watching probably recognize one of these two traditions, we need to believe in nothing bigger than our needs as a nation. You don't have to believe in a higher power to see the necessity of the same deliverance. We need rebirth and renewal. And that is the main takeaway from Trump's latest travails. We have to do better than this. And that applies as much to the choice of the Manhattan DA as it does to the former president and to too many of our leaders playing the game with this situation once again. Now, Bragg, he has the onus of removing the familiar stink of partisanship from his novel legal theory. And he should have come with the goods yesterday. I know he didn't have to. But just because he don't have to doesn't mean you shouldn't, okay? And he needed to convince people that there's an underlying crime here that makes this a felony. Mystery is not a virtue here. And he should know it. But at the same time, this idea that former President Trump is a change agent, really? Listen to this.
We are now a failing nation. We are a nation in decline. And now these radical left lunatics want to interfere with our elections by using law enforcement.
Inspirational? Look, you can argue about the pluses and minuses of his administration. But as a leader, what makes America great again other than restoring him to power? He is relentless in his bashing of our country in a way no president ever has. What does he give you in terms of reason to believe that he's capable of better than the chaos he helped create the last time? What illegal ballots? That's not true. What perfect calls? That's a joke. President Zelensky was shocked by what he was asking for in exchange for aid and acceptance. He told me that. Rudy Giuliani did the same thing as Trump and even worse, and that's why he tried to cover it up. They call these actions perfect out of a disregard for truth and a disrespect for your ability to see through it. Just like asking a Georgia official for more votes, and plenty of those officials thought it was wrong. No one thought it was okay, let alone perfect. At best, the former president lives by a, if not a felony, then it's fine mentality. And our leaders should be better than that, shouldn't they? Be clear. You may not like the basis of the district attorney's case. Neither do I. But no one has ever called for more baseless investigations and locking up of opponents than Trump. And in no small irony, he did so while lying more, denying more, and defying more norms. Having more dirty people around him and in his administration than we've ever seen. He said, drain the swamp, and what he did was add more alligators. So is he wrong about the problem of dirty politics? No, he's right. Are you wrong to be disgusted by what you see, even in the instant circumstance? No. But how does Trump's pointing out and his defenders pointing out the problems of the moment make him any better as a choice when he engages in exactly what you say you don't want and they say we must reject? They're just afraid of him. It's not that they see him as better. They just see it as better if they stay away until the white-hot glow of his power and influence over that party wanes. He is no positive change agent. He lives by no better standard, nor does he demand one from those around him, and that is demonstrable in fact. And the sooner that we stop playing who is worse and demand better, the sooner rebirth and renewal become possible. Can I get an amen? Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.